What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review, and today I'm very excited to check out Game Election from Naturalist Games. This is for 2 to 6 players, take about 10 minutes to play, and it's for ages 8+. And Game Election is not necessarily a game itself. It is more like a tool that you will be able to utilize to help you select which game you should play next on game night by taking input from everyone at the table and compiling it all together and figuring out which game is the right game for you to pick. It also has a little bit of gaminess, though, with some unused cards. What am I talking about? Let's open it up and I'll show you how it works. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Game Election. So first and foremost, we have our handy dandy rule sheet. It's one page, double-sided. This page is actually just advertisement for the game, which is odd. But you're going to get this right here. It's very well done. It should have you up and running in no time at all. You'll need it once or twice and never need it again because it's a very simple game I can teach you how to play right now. So in Game Election, you are going to pick which game you are going to play next. Everyone is going to have a vote in which game they want to play. So how you do is everyone's going to pit some games in the middle of the table, and you can have up to 8 games in the middle of the table. Next, each player is going to take their unique color card, and they come in 6 different colors, so up to 6 people can be voting. And you are going to take, and these cards are numbered on the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So you're going to get 9 cards here. You are only going to need as many cards as games you have on the table plus 1. So if you have 4 games on the table, like this, you would need cards number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But right now we have 8 games on the table, so you will use all 9 of your cards. So now you're going to take a look at the cards, and I'll show you exactly how the cards work. So each of the cards is going to be worth a point value. So first, let's start with the easy ones. We have 3 yeahs, we have 2 nays. Nays are going to be worth 0, so if you put this here, Flip City would get 0 points. And yeahs are going to be worth 1 point, because yeah, you'd like to play that game. Next, you are going to get 2 yeah-yeahs, which is going to give 2 points to a game. So let's say I really want to play Simon Katz here. That would give it 2 points. Now, there's also some text on the bottom of the cards. I will talk about that text a little bit later. Last but not least, you are going to have 2 veto cards. This is like, I absolutely do not want to play this game. And how this works is it's going to give that game negative X points, whereas that's how many vetoes there are. So and honestly, it's just going to give it negative 1 points. So if, let's say, 2 people had posted their vetoes right here, then Spot It would have negative 2 points. So it's probably not going to get played. Now, you said, wait, we have 9 cards, there's only 8 games. Does that mean we could put more than 1 vote on each game? No, you are only going to put 1 of your card on each game, but that's going to leave you with 1 card left in your hand. Now, if that card has a special ability on the bottom, once everyone has voted, but before you have revealed the votes, you can say, I'm going to use this special ability on the bottom of my card. So it says, if unused. So if unused, swap 2 of a player's votes. You can be like, haha, I know he really likes Rory Story cubes, but I don't want to play Rory Story's cube. So I'm going to move his yellow over here and then put something else over there, his other yellow over here. So you'll be able to swap 2 players' votes. This one, if unused, this game loses ties. You'd be like, you know what? I think people are going to really pick this game. I'm not quite keen on it. So you know what? This game is going to lose ties. This one is going to win ties. This one is going to cancel a player's vote. So you'd be like, nope, we're not playing LCR. Richie, I'm canceling your vote. You always vote for LCR. Now, also, in addition to that special ability, there's going to be somewhat of a penalty down below. So that player decides your turn order. So if you cancel a player's vote, let's say you play like Ticket to Ride or something, you'd be like, you're going to go 5th. Swap to this one. If you swap 2 of a player's votes, that player decides your starting faction or color, which in some games could be pretty big. Yeah. So if you do this, this game loses ties. You have to set up the winning game, and then you have to clean up the winning game. So there is a little bit extra to this game going on. So let's just go ahead and randomly do it, and I'll set out cards for each one of them, and we'll see what happens, and you'll get a feel for exactly how it works. So obviously, you would not do this randomly. You would be picking the games that you would like to win, but just for the sake of showing you exactly how it works, let's go ahead and do a round of it. So we got 4 players, boom, boom. He's got that leftover card. He's got, and he's got this leftover card. So everybody's got their leftover card. Let's see if anybody has a special ability left. Yes, he does. They'd say, we want to use our special abilities. So This guy might say, you know what, I'm canceling your Flip City vote. So this purple Flip City vote would be canceled out, but at the same time, whatever game you play, purple is now going to choose blue's turn order. So that would be out of the game. This guy has, that player decides, swap 2 of a player's vote. You'll say, you know what, I'm going to swap these 2 votes right here. Haha, orange. So now orange, though, is going to decide your starting faction or color. So now let's see who won. So over here on Simon's Cat, we would have 1 point, 2 points, and a veto. So there would be 1 point on Simon's Cat. Next, you're going to have Murder of Crows. Wow, that one's huge. That one's going to have 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1. So 4. So that one's probably going to win, but we're not quite sure. We got Yeah, 3, 2 points because the veto is -1 for that one. Rory Story Cubes. Oh, Rory Story's Cubes with 5 points. Yeah, guys. We're playing that one. It's looking like. So yeah, over here we have 1 point. LCR not getting much love. Release picked up 5 points. Whoa. And 1, 2, 3 points over here. Now, in the case of a tie, it says just to flip a coin. So then you pick the 2 games that you like the best. And at this point, you just flip a coin, and whoever has, whichever side gets heads or tails is going to win the game. So let's just say we flipped a coin, it was heads, and oh, look at that, we're all playing Rory Story Cubes. But that in a nutshell is what you're going to be doing with game election. Alrighty then, game election from Naturalist Games. What are my final thoughts? Let's go with the pros, let's go with the cons. First, on the con side, game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. First and foremost, if you don't have trouble picking out games, well then duh, this one's not going to be for you. Also, I liked it best at the higher player counts, 4, 5, or 6 players, and also with more games on the table, because with less games and less players, you run into more ties, and once you get in the ties, it's a little bit of a bummer. You kind of want a definitive answer when you're doing this, so that way you can say, yes, we played that game because as a majority, we voted for that game, and I do like that aspect. So at the lower player counts and less games, you get more ties, which is a little bit of a bummer. Another con that some people are going to have with this game, but they need to stop their whining, is the unused special abilities. And I can see some people getting their feelings hurt because like, oh, you canceled out my vote, or oh, you switched my vote around. It's like, really? Well, stop whining. You're an adult. Or if you're a kid, still, stop whining. You're a kid. You're a human. Stop whining, unless you're a baby. But yeah, get off my soapbox. Any other cons I have? No, not really. Moving on to the pros, I think this is a genius idea. I really do. This is going to routinely hit the table on my game nights. Now, not during the first part of the game night, because during the first part of the game night, if people bring games, we'll try to play that, and I always have games to play, since, obviously I'm a reviewer. But once the night starts to wind down a little bit, maybe a couple people leave, and you're down to like 4 or 5 players, and then you get to that point where you're like, well, what do you guys want to play, I don't want to learn any new rules. You don't want to learn any new rules, so you're looking around at everything, you're looking at all the games. This is where this is going to get played in my house a lot. I love this concept, and I love when you have 8 games out there, because it's human nature. People love lists. People love watching lists. People love making lists. And this, in essence, is making a list in your brain. You're like, all right, I got 2 yeah-yeahs. Which of the 2 games that are the 2 favorite that I would like to play the most? So that's going to get a yeah-yeah. That's going to get a yeah-yeah. Then it's like, all right, I got 3 yes. Which ones are going to get the yeahs? Which ones are going to get the nays? Which ones are going to get the vetoes? So you're making a list of which of the games on the table you like the best. And I think we all enjoy making lists for the most part. So that just kind of scratches that itch. Not to mention, it has a function for picking out the game that the majority of the gamers want to play. And you can't have people complaining because it's like, well, you know what? Everybody voted, we all had our say, and this is what's happened. Now, that being said, some people might still complain about those unused cards and whatever. I don't care about that. But still, I like this an awful lot. I think it's a very neat concept. If you have a game group that maybe spends too long picking out which game to play on a routine basis, this is absolutely 100% something I can recommend. I love this, I love this, I love this. I think it's a fantastic idea. Very excited. Hopefully maybe in the future they could even come out with more cards or something like that if it gets popular. So let's make it popular so we can get more, because I think it's a great idea. So that is Game Election from Naturalist Games, one that I think is a really cool concept and I can recommend if your game group is indecisive. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know of the games that I had on the table. Flip City, Three-Headed Monsters, Rory Story Cubes, LCR, Release, Spotted, Murder of Crows, Simon's Cats. Which one would you like to play the most right now? For me personally, it really depends on the setting. I think I'd like to do LCR just because it's a drinking game for me, so that way I can start drinking, even though it's only 2 in the afternoon. But let me know in the comments below, which game would you like to play? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.